Hi everybody, it's Bella Jade Michaels. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. I wanted to talk about this because it's actually hit home with me. Both of my kids ended up with COVID and both had minimal symptoms. So they had a little bit of a runny nose, sore throat, loss of appetite, low-grade fever, but within days they were doing a lot better. So having said that, I think that sometimes we could get a lot of things blown completely out of proportion. COVID is a virus, much like the flu virus, and you can see that it's just continuing to mutate while companies are working really hard to figure out how to vaccinate people. This is a slippery slope because it continues to change, and you can't keep up with it any more than you can keep up with every variant from the flu vaccine. So how are we going to make ourselves healthy and strong, which I think is really the state of the focus when COVID came, was that we really needed to look at how we ate, how we thought, the kinds of medicines we consumed, whether or not we smoked. And for a lot of us, we needed to ask that really critical question, how do I treat myself on a day-to-day basis? Am I doing myself a service or a disservice? I think for me, having gotten sick in 1998 did me such an honor for really getting into the exploration of supplementation, things that worked, things that didn't, and just a real awareness of how my body was breaking down nutrition. So a couple things I want to let you know. Let's just start off straight at the bat, shall we? Let's just start right off. What you put in your body is either going to break down to give you longevity and healing and to boost your cells, or most of it's going to go into what I call the bottom feeders, which is candida in your gut, they're little bottom scavengers in your intestines, and they're going to grow. Okay, so you have microorganisms inside of your body. You have a whole universe inside of you. So if you're eating really what I call clean foods that are high in nutrition, your fruits and your vegetables, your nuts, your seeds, your olive oils, your coconut oils, things like that, and you eat those, the bottom feeders don't care anything about that. In fact, it kills them off because there's nothing in it left over for them to eat. So basically you give yourself a real big boost, which is why if you eat like a really healthy salad, you feel like you're not craving a whole bunch of stuff later. You feel really fulfilled. And if you eat a big bowl of spaghetti, a bunch of carbs, within 20 or 30 minutes, you're like, I want something else. The reason for that is, of course, that there's no nutritional value in pasta whatsoever, okay? So you're pretty much just, if you haven't put a lot of other things in that pasta to accommodate those nutritional needs, you pretty much have just given yourself absolutely nothing at all. Now, how does that affect your immune system? It affects it completely. When I was a kid, I remember watching on television where they had broccoli, they had corn, people sat down at a dinner table and they talked about eating healthy, and they had carrots, they had all of these things. These days, I don't see that so much. Their commercials mainly boasting about, Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, your Whoppers, your fries, and all of this is junk food that will make you sick. I can say that I feel so honored to have been a dancer early on and to felt the power of eating and how that related to my ability to perform. And I know bodybuilders and other people that are very fitness oriented, very into that, will notice very quickly. You don't see them driving around and eating, stuffing really crappy food in their face, fried food. Why? Because it totally, like in a second, will affect their whole ability. They feel heavy, sluggish, tired, and it's pretty much they go, God, I just poisoned myself. If you're not really doing that and you're used to doing, eating stuff like that every single day, you may not notice that your body is like having massive withdrawals till you take it out of your diet. So I'm going to show you a couple things that I've been using, and it's been consistent with me. I've been doing this for years. These people are not paying me. I'm just going to show you what I take and why it's important. Before I do that though, I just want to make another mental note for you guys out there who like to prepare your own foods. Here's what I want to let you know. Big suggestion about really eating to boost your vitality or to take it away. Cooking, I know we're big into cooking. This nation is like they're cooking crazy, have been for a long time. But once you heat your food past 118 degrees, you kill off the digestive enzymes. That means your body can't break it down. And you get about anywhere from 40 to 30% nutrition from your cooked food, as opposed to one that's not cooked. You get the whole thing. So if you're going to cook your food, try not to cook it all the way. There's some talk about steaming or roasting versus which one. Dehydrating is the second best thing you can do if you are not going to eat it raw. Put it in a dehydrator, put it in there, forget about it for several hours, you dress it up, and when you take it out, it's warm, it's delicious, it's full of flavor, and it hasn't lost its enzymes as long as it hasn't gone past 118 degrees. Okay. So, what do I take on a daily basis? All right, let's start with this. Anybody out there, if you are active at all, let's hope that you at least walk. Or if you're following me, let's hope that you're moving your body and you know the power of moving your body. A healthy moving body is a moving body, I'm certain of it. Okay, so I don't believe that big giant breakfasts are exactly what's the best thing for the body. I've been in a state of fasting for some 8 hours, sometimes less, sometimes more, depending on what you're going through. And so the best thing that you can do for your first meal is to introduce it slowly. So sometimes for some people it's a handful of grapes and a glass of water. Always drink water before you drink anything else. One of the worst things you can do in the morning is run for the caffeine because your body's already in a dehydrated state. So replenish 45 minutes before you have that cup of coffee. Drink a couple of glasses of water, okay? Get your hydration going, all right? And then be careful that you don't go over 2 cups. After 2 cups, you start to do damage and you start pumping those adrenal glands a little too hard. Okay, so I use this stuff because it has the complete amino chain. It's Garden of Life Sport Organic Plant-Based Protein. Plant-based, guys, oopsie, look at that. Everything's twisted backwards here, so it's hard for me to see. Whey, gluten, dairy, sugar, all of those are inflammatories and all those wreak havoc on your body. So if you can take that out, you're just going to notice you're going to feel so much better. Red meat's another one of those things that you could live without it, as long as pork as well. Pork is full of parasites. Most of your meat has parasites in it, so be very careful. These days they're making things with plant-based ingredients where they're plant-based meats, they taste delicious, and you can make them into hamburgers, they come as sausages, they are so much better for you. This is just a brand that I think I've gotten this at Meijer, but I believe you could probably get something very close to this at Walmart, most of your places like that. This is just a green, so you want something that's super, super, super green, okay? Like it's got this one, oh, whoa, here I go again, trying to like figure out which direction. Okay, this one is Detox and Digest. You can choose your own green. I know that there are a lot of really good companies out there. You just want to make sure it's very potent. The stuff in the inside here, I mean, when I tell you green, I mean, it's green. Look at that. It's green, can you see? It's very green and it tastes very green. So put it in your shake because you won't taste it, all right? This one I'm going to say, besides this here, I love this guy, this person that does this stuff, the Garden of Life Sport, because he recovered from Crohn's disease. So there are tons of probiotics in here, like 9 billion per serving, something like that help your gut. And if you don't have a healthy gut, babies, you can't digest your food, okay? And the world is full of health issues regarding digestion. It's your second brain, really was your first, but they say it's your second. This one, okay, most vitamin C, you can't even absorb it, but you didn't know that. This stuff is Marcus Rothkranz Vitamin C. I think it's this Wild Force here. I'm going to have this information down below because this stuff is the best in the world. Bar none, I've taken trillions of different kinds of vitamin C. This is made from wild sources. So when you open it, it's not going to have your citrusy, like pretty little citrus sunshine smell. It smells like roots and earth. and wild plants with a bit of that citron taste or scent to it. You can taste it in your drink. It tastes very fruity. It's nice. It's not over the top. There is no sugar in this whatsoever. There is no sugar in this whatsoever. And there is no sugar in this whatsoever. I am a stickler about sugar. It's put in everything. It shouldn't be. It causes massive inflammation. And our bodies are not meant to try to regulate that much sugar. They're used to having a little bit of fruit every single day, and that's about the quota of it. There's sugar in your carrots, there's sugar in your apples, and all of that stuff, so it can break it down. Once you start adding all the artificial stuff, you compound your body, and it just has to produce a lot more insulin and stuff like that. Okay, so I'm gonna have the links to this stuff here. This here, I take 1 scoop a day. This stuff, I don't care if you aren't feeling bad, you should just take this every single day to help out with vitamin C is absolutely essential. And if you don't get your greens, like you just can't eat your broccoli or your Brussels sprouts, throw one of these in like twice a day with your shakes. For me, I do 2 shakes a day because I'm running, and if I'm exercising or I'm training or I'm performing, I can't eat a big meal because it weighs me down. I need to run quick with energy, so I'll end up doing a couple of shakes through the day and like eat a dinner. If I've got to do some heavy training or stuff like that, kind of eat some nuts and stuff in between. But essentially, guys, what has to change here is we have to change our structure on how we eat and how we think about food. And for a lot of us, eating has just been an emotional connection. Oh, mac and cheese, and then you think of warm fuzzies, and a chocolate cake, isn't that lovely? But really those things, should be eaten in very small quantities with a way to possibly move this into eating something that tastes similar to it, but is so much better for you. I know that in the raw food community, a lot of people are doing things with coconut. I totally love that. Coconut is so good for you. And they use the Thai coconut, so they turn those into noodles. They've also made their own cheese sauce with pine nuts, cashews, all kinds of stuff. So there's ways out there to definitely change the way we're eating. And that is the most important thing, is that we really realize that this is the body we have and we need to take absolute good care of it. That was the very first lesson I ever got from Master Charles. He said, if you cannot love your body, it doesn't go any further from there. Because loving yourself, you need to love who you are, and that means just caring enough about getting the sleep you need, the hydration, and putting the right kind of food into your body. So I'd love for you guys to do this. This would be so good for you, and I wanted to keep it short because I've tried longer ones with people and they get so discouraged. Like, oh my God, I don't know if I could do it for that long. So I was running like a 14-day challenge, and the challenge is with you, really. The challenge is with you, and it doesn't need to be hard. Let's try 7 days instead of 14, okay? For 7 days, I want to see if you can go through your house, take out all the gluten crackers, all the pasta, the rice, all the donuts, the gluten bread. Take out the sugary cereals, get rid of the pus-filled milk and cheese. Get it out of your house. I swear to you, you will not miss it in 7 days. You'll try to eat it again and it will make you sick, and that's how you will know what you're doing to yourself. I've done this with so many people. In 7 days, I said, just go off of it. Just eat a gluten-free piece of bread if you absolutely feel like you, or a cracker, or anything like that. But what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna want to, for 7 days, you're gonna wanna take most of your food and eat it more raw. So don't steam your broccoli till it's soft, keep it a little crunchy, or eat it just as is. Or I like to put them in the dehydrator after I put a bunch of olive oil. Olive oil is so good for you, so is coconut oil, stick it on everything. And then I want you to tell me how you feel. Now, here's what you can expect if you do take on the challenge for yourself. The first couple of days, you'll usually feel kind of like you are purging. Your armpits might be really stinky, your breath can be stinky, keep flushing the water down. Your body's gotten the sign that you're ready to clear it out, so it's going to do that, all right? Some of us like to do enemas. That helps out tremendously. We clean out everything else but ourselves. So it's good to do that, and it's not difficult to do them, and it's not painful or scary. I know a lot of people freak out and think about bad accidents, but there are very simple ways to do those. And I can post those in another video if you guys are interested on the mechanics of how to do that per se. So essentially, you for 7 days are going to eat so well. Now, if you've eaten a lot of junk food, your taste buds are going to take time to acclimate into what a celery stick tastes like, or carrots without gobs of this, that, or the other, or having to dump large amounts of butter or cheese on things. So use your salt, your pepper, use your herbs, use your oils, try to cook it less. Eat lots of, if you can eat nuts, eat them. They're very good for you. They're brain food. Eat blueberries. If you have diabetes and you need to be careful about how much sugar you take, opt for your berries, like your raspberries, your strawberries, your blueberries, your blackberries. Those are very low on the glycemic scale, so you're less likely to feel like you've overdone it. And I will tell you this, guys, I have experienced this every time with people that have gone and done just a 7-day challenge of just eating as clean as you can. I mean, thinking of yourself as like star performer or celebrity. How do you want to eat so you get that magnificent body and feel amazing and have all of that energy? Just for 7 days, play around with that fantasy. Put that in your cart and just go for it. And in 7 days, in your journal or your calendar, mark how you feel. Every time everyone says a day like 5 or 6, they have so much energy and they're sleeping better and their sex life is better and they're clearer. Oh my goodness. And then once they go back and they eat that slice of pizza, they're double over in pain and they go, oh my God, what happened? And that's just the way I can tell you. That's how you know what it's really doing to you every single day, is to just take it out, and once you put it back in, feeling what happens. Okay, I hope this was helpful for you. I'm going to go ahead and post this with these supplements on there. This one is, I will tell you something, this is a little pricey, but it lasts a while. Like this one lasts me 2 months, but it is so worth it. And he's got a green on there as well. He's got a Wild Force green. I love it. I so love it. I just don't have it here today. Okay, be well, be healthy, think healthy thoughts. If you go around thinking about the fact that you're terrified of COVID, then your body is going to create a body that's going to be weak enough to get sick with it, okay? So you want to stay strong. And do your energy medicine. Do it with me. I've got stuff on YouTube as well. Tons of energy medicine, okay? And I'm also doing that all the time on Facebook. You guys can get with me and dance, move your body, keep yourself alive and beautiful. All right, till next time, guys. Love and light. Bye-bye.